Oh, they're all easy and don't quite feel like connections. It's just like, you're meeting like-minded people, and we're almost growing together, like watching each other grow up, and it's nice to see.
And also creating space for each other.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what's funny about Rolling Bouquet is when I saw you and them were working together, I was like, oh, this is exciting. Because I was like, I'm going to do these photo shoots and we're all going to be in there and smoking J's and wearing clothing and getting high and enjoying the moment and getting home safely. And I was like, oh, it writes itself.
It does.
And I was like, I think it was really important that I got a chance to go and experience your class, because when I recommend a lot of these different forms of wellness to folks, I'd like to try it out myself before suggesting it to others. Like, does the instructor know what they're doing? Are they patient with people? Is the J a forced experience, or does it just add on to the experience? And people ask me thousands of questions before pulling up. And from you guys, I think it's important that I get to hear people admit I gave it a chance and I went to try it out. Because I'm like, okay, so you guys are taking a step. You are willing to experience things. Okay, this is cool. I wonder what else we can change. And we're doing it. We're definitely doing it. So when it comes to yoga and when it comes to, do you call it weed cannabis? What do you prefer?
I call it lifted yoga. Or just yoga, really. It's an enhancement, but it's the same yoga class. Like, it's not easier or anything. You get the same experience as you would in a regular vinyasa class. It is a bit slower, of course, a bit slowed down, a bit more gentle. But it is still yoga, and you're still gonna love it.
Okay. How does the space define the experience?
The space probably is 60% of the experience.
Okay.
Because like I said, when people walk in, they don't know what to expect. They have all of the questions. So you do want to make sure that the atmosphere is calm and, dim and inviting, and the music is light and welcoming. Or, if you want to have a jam-worthy session, that people can just vibe out so that they feel comfortable before the class even starts.
Yeah.
And the more comfortable they are, the more open they are to the experience, from what I'm saying. Like, begin to become aware of your breath. It's either a giggle or they're like, oh, shit. Okay. So it's a huge part just to make people feel comfortable in your space enough to, let their guard down and allow you to guide them through the rest of the class.
No, that's real. That's real. When it comes to your self-maintenance, are there things that you have to do for yourself going into a week of yoga?
Not necessarily. I do. If you ever been to my class, I have a jamming ass playlist, okay? I like the vibe too, so I make sure that the vibe is live for everyone. So the most I'll do, I'll probably, depends on what it is. If it's a general class, I'll go over, what intentions people want to set, or if anyone's working on anything or that type of nature. But outside of that, I'm generally good before class. After class, I may need a bit of maintenance.
Okay.
But, going in and prepping is good. What does that look like for me? Alone time.
Okay.
I just need empty room, no lights, candles, probably no music, just nothing on the senses. Just something, just something to just, ground myself from collecting so many energies in a class with so many different people.
Have you ever had to mentor anybody when it comes to the experience of becoming a practitioner of yoga?
We all kind of mentor each other.
Tell me more about
that is what I like about the yoga community or the yoga tribe that I've found myself in. We mentor each other. I have friends who are teachers, and we have this thing where we're like, I want to be a student, and we'll teach each other. It's like, okay, you teach this week, I'll teach next week, just so we can stay in the practice of being a teacher and a student, because if we don't grow, we cannot take the class anywhere. So we must continue to feed each other, and I love the way that we do that.
Okay. In terms of the business of cannabis, do you see yourself getting into the business side of things?
I would love to, actually. I would love to get into the business. I know that there are people like me who are teaching these types of classes, and to be able to invest in and grow within that community would be amazing, because there are lots of people of color doing it. There are a lot of non-colors too. However, to have as many people that are will be a solid base for people who feel safest with those who they can relate to.
Okay, so tell me about that safety and the feeling of representation within that community.
Representation, that is a good word. And it's funny because I remember at the beginning of COVID, is when all of you started to see, more black everything from everything that had transpired that was all negative. And it's like, no, we love black people. Look, they're in everything. And so everywhere.
We're all looking at it. It's like, okay, all right, cool. We'll see you next year. We'll see that same energy,
Like everyone on everyone's ad was a black person. And I was just like, as great as this is, it sucks. Yeah. Because it's like, this is not coming from, it's not us just being this is you saying, look, we love you too. And we're like, we know that, but we love us. And to be quite honest, a lot of people have gone to yoga classes that weren't taught by, I hate people of color, I don't even want to say that, black people. And they didn't feel comfortable. They felt like it was too advanced, or wasn't leveled out properly, or they couldn't get into whatever the feel of the room was. And being with someone who's black, that's like black people doing your hair. It's like, of course I prefer black women to do my hair. You know what I mean? Yeah, she knows my experience. So in my classes, my words are different, my phrases are different. The way I can relate to them and the community and what's going on is different. And I think that in itself makes people feel a lot more comfortable coming to my class versus going to some top flight studio of some sort.